Good morning, peeps. Tina Tubers. I know there's 3 or 4 of you that watch, and then some of my friends will catch one once in a while. And I don't know why I love doing this so much, but boy, I'm losing sleep over it. I started editing the one I put up this morning at like 1 o'clock this morning and finished at 3:30. Wow, I feel like I have a baby that I'm up all night with. Oh, I wish that for my younger years. So I had a really good day yesterday. So today it's with Chris, and I'm so thankful he did so well. He's quite amazing. Sandy has packed. Isn't that something? She's packed. She's all packed. She said she has so much she doesn't know if we'll be able to pick up our suitcases. And so I haven't even started. So today, with the toenails done, go pick up my alterations, because that's I only am going to wear like 3 pair of pants on the whole trip. So I'll have to keep washing them, doing something, I don't know. And, you know, it's deciding what you're going to wear. What you gonna wear up to my, where we're staying in Miami, and what you're gonna wear the next day, because we're leaving our big suitcases in the car. Wouldn't that be shitty if somebody stole those? Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Oh, heavenly days. Didn't even think of that. Well, it's in your hands, which we're in his hands every minute of every day. I think that's what's her name, something Phillips. Her mom was Michelle Phillips, and she was also in a band. I can't remember the name of them. And she has preached at Sunday, and that's how I roll, or something like that. I don't know. I started watching her a little bit. She's married to Billy Baldwin, and no offense, I just think she's a little squirrely, not because she believes in the Lord. She's just squirrely. She's really a little squirrely. So, and Letty, I started watching her through Letty, and then I stopped watching her. But God bless Billy. He goes right along with the deal. Codependency there for sure. They air their little fights online, and, whatever. It's interesting. It's interesting. I guess we all put out there, and there should be no judgment, because we're all nuts. We are all nuts. So I want to shout out to my 4 peeps or so. My sweet friend Brenda, she was catching up and watching a couple of the videos, and I appreciate that. And then Anna, sweet Anna, hello. Dottie, gosh, Dottie, you're such a sweet angel. You say that all of you are from Letty's Life, and Wish Upon a Dream. Hello. And Pinky, how are you, girlfriend? And let's see, Patricia. I love you, Patricia. I know you don't watch everyone, and how could you? It's so boring, and it's on this road most of the time. Hopefully I'll have some good content from the cruise. I don't know. Like I told you, sometimes when I'm in the moment, I'm not a good vlogger. So we'll see how I do. And I think those are the 2 things. I have to go by Walmart's and pick up some Xanax, which I use those truly for mostly just to try to release the stress in my neck and me when I'm going to bed. So 1 a day keeps the doctor away and keeps you addicted. My grandmother and mother both took Xanax, a very small amount, which is mine, and they don't like to give it to you. They'd rather give you the Ambien, okay? Ambien, which many people have gotten in a car because they don't know where they're at. and they act really weird, and that is so true. Like, I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. No judgment, okay? We've all got crap. But when you take Ambien, you don't know where you are, or if you've called or talked to me. Like, that's scary. So, and I know my ex, when he took it, he acted weird. Oh my God, he was weird. So, they'd rather you go on that than on the Xanax, which is a controlled substance, which I don't understand. If you're on a small amount, and they can see once you use your limit, you don't get any more. So, I don't quite get that. But anyway, what do I know? And on the day I'm running a few minutes late, I have a traffic jam. It's the way it is. I guess God wanted me to talk to you guys a little longer and not be way ahead up there somewhere. Who knows? I think the whole reason there's a traffic jam, no kidding, is there's a little tractor on the side of the road. Biggest deal. Now, I hope it's not my brother. Okay, that used to look like his truck before he had these poor guys that are handymen. God bless you all. God bless my brother. Anyway, and this person in front of me is pretty dangerous. Don't know what they're doing. Holy, oh my goodness. What are you doing? Wow, he must be on the phone. I'm with you guys, but I'm not weaving in and out like he is. Could you be drunk in the morning like this? Like, what? Yeah, I remember going drunk to work when I was in my 20s. Did I ever tell you that story? I'm going to tell you that story. Okay, I worked for Lincoln Mercury in Wixom, Michigan. This was the summer with Candy that we drank and partied every Sunday night at this bar. Danced and had a blast. Well, so, I don't know. We left at 2. This is like not for children, so please, I don't know. I'll look at the 11:58. Don't let your kids hear this. Nobody watches me. I don't know what I'm worrying about. Anyway, I remember I was living with my dad and my stepmom at the time, and I left the bar, and I think it was only 20 minutes to get home, and I left the bar when it closed at 2, apparently, and I didn't make it home till 6 a.m. Every time I'd get so far to a light, I'd wake up at the light and go, oh my God, and get nervous and pull off and sleep for a few minutes. So evidently it took me 4 hours to get home. From the bar to home, my dad was sitting there standing in the door waiting for me, because he was going to work and I wasn't there yet. So I apologized, and I'm sure he was like, oh my gosh. So I got ready, went to work, and I get into the parking lot. Now, the only way you could park in the parking lot that was closest to the building is if you had a Lincoln Mercury product. I started working there with a Volkswagen, a Super Beetle. So I had to sell it, and no, I didn't. That's a lie. I started out, I don't know what I started out with. I'll tell you that story later about the Volkswagen. Anyway, I pull into the parking lot that morning, and because I was still drunk, it was too tight, and then so I just put it in reverse to back it up, and bam. And I see this man get out of this big old Lincoln, and he's mad. Comes to my window and he goes, don't you even look? Don't you even look to see before you start reversing your car? I'm like, I am so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So he said there's no damage, and how that happened, thank you God, I don't know. So I pull in, I go to my office where I work for the sales manager. We've got 8 people under him. They were the field guys at the dealerships. And I'm sitting across from my friend. She worked for the other guy. Our desks face each other. And I said, oh my God, I had a night. She goes, I can smell you from here. I go, oh God. So anyways, then my boss comes on. He goes, Christina, you're needed down in the regional office. Wilma didn't come back from the Indianapolis 500. They got rained out or whatever. So you gotta take over there. And I had never been down there, so I thought, well, great. I'm going down to the regional office manager, which that's the biggest guy in the whole place. Okay, I was freaking out. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? So I get down there and I walk in and he walks out to greet me, and it's the guy I hit in the parking lot. He goes, you? I go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He goes, well, we'll just make it happen today. He goes, you need to get a conference call going with, I think it was like I had to hook up with like 8 different regional managers in the country. And then he had a huge office, grandiose, and I had to serve coffee on a silver tea set. And I never had done a conference call, so I had to walk through that. Not with him. I made it. I made it. And when I got them all settled and in there, I'm sure the sweat was, I had to throw the dress out. But anyway, the next thing I know, there's a tapping on my shoulder. I fell asleep on the desk, and it was him. He goes, you know what? I think we should call it a day. He goes, you did great. He goes, you need to just go home, and hopefully Wilma will be back tomorrow. And I thought, I'm getting fired. Like I'm getting fired. I'm sure I was, and I didn't. I don't know how. That was. That's my story. The only time I was that drunk, and still drunk in the morning. It was so scary. Anyway, they were so good to me. Don't ask me why. Like, and I'll tell you another story. I worked in the data processing once in a while when they needed my help. And this girl, Barb, was cuckoo. Okay, she would come in every morning with her wig case, makeup case in the other hand, and she looked like she was gonna kill because she had to wake up in the morning. And we had a huge women's restroom, big couches in it. So she would sit there with her makeup mirror and she wore the pancake makeup, and she had the apron on, and she would do all her makeup. She did it beautifully, and then she'd put her wig on. She had a wig stand. She put her wig on, and away she'd go. So that's who I helped in data processing. And where it was in data processing was behind a great big glass. So the front, we were separated from the front office, and the front office held about 15 guys, all taking orders on these IBM punch cards from dealerships for cars. And then we had to punch in the information to order the cars. So it was a data entry. And this machine would go through and blue. And so this day I was in there, and this is when you wore mini skirts and you had long hair. And I don't know, the machine got stuck, and she was over there trying to fix it. And so I go over there to help her, and we're checking it out. So I'm leaning down to see if I can see where the card had, got caught or whatever. She accidentally flipped the switch on. And so it started pulling my long hair into it. And so I started screaming, turn it off. My God, turn it off, like my hair. And so she finally got it turned off. I think I was that far away from my scalp. And so, of course, I am totally bent over into the machine, and my ass, so somebody got a coat and put over me, and they were going to cut me out of there. I go, you can't cut my hair. So they had to come and get maintenance to come and take the whole machine apart to get me out. And they felt so bad, like the office, I don't know, the big guy, the district manager, not the regional, the district manager, when I was, they had me laying out in the women's restroom. They were serving me some like whiskey or something like that because I was in a lot of pain, and you know, you can give people pain pills. So that's my story of getting my hair caught and the IBM data processing machine. Fun. And they elected me to represent Lincoln Mercury for the Detroit area. They called it the Miss Torchy, and I'll put a picture in here, the Miss Torchy contest. So I had to get with my old boyfriend. He helped me do the speech, and I don't know, I didn't win, but it was a good experience, having to speak in front of all these people and having to dress and you know. Anyways, guys, that's the story of story time. Hope you enjoyed it. Mwah! I'm going to close the video for today. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, and God will bless your efforts. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.